American pancakes. American pancakes are not a breakfast food. They are dessert served at 8 a.m., and nobody has questioned this arrangement for over a century. Thick, fluffy, and drowning in maple syrup, the American pancake uses baking powder to create the rise that makes it fundamentally different from every other pancake tradition in the world. IHOP, the International House of Pancakes, serves over 700 million pancakes per year. The word international in their name refers to nothing. They operate almost exclusively in the United States. A restaurant chain named after global pancake diversity serves one style of pancake to one country and has never felt the need to explain this.
French crepes. The crepe originated in Brittany in northwestern France in the 13th century, where buckwheat grown in the coastal region was used to make thin, flat cakes. The batter is spread across a hot flat pan in a circular motion and cooked for under a minute. France sells over 2 billion crepes per year. Crepe Day, called Le Chandeleur, is celebrated every February 2nd across France. The tradition of flipping a crepe while holding a coin in the other hand and making a wish if the crepe lands correctly in the pan is practiced by millions of French families annually. A medieval Breton survival food became a national holiday tradition complete with coin-flipping superstitions. Japanese Soufflé Pancake. The Japanese soufflé pancake is so tall it cannot be stacked. A single pancake stands 3 to 4 inches high because the egg whites are whipped to stiff peaks and folded into the batter before cooking, creating a structure more similar to a soufflé than a standard pancake. They take 15 minutes to cook on very low heat and collapse within minutes of leaving the pan. Japanese cafes that serve them require customers to eat immediately. The format went viral on social media in 2017 when food videos showing the jiggly, wobbling texture generated millions of views globally. A pancake so fragile it cannot be photographed slowly became one of the most photographed foods in the world.
Korean Hotteok. Hotteok is a Korean street food pancake filled with brown sugar, cinnamon, and chopped peanuts that caramelize inside the dough during cooking. The outside is crispy and golden. The inside releases a flow of hot liquid sugar when bitten into. Korean street vendors sell Hotteok during winter months from carts across Seoul where lines form in freezing temperatures because the combination of warm dough and molten sugar filling is worth standing in the cold for. Korean immigrants brought Hotteok to the United States, where it appeared at Korean street food festivals and eventually in Korean American bakeries. The molten sugar filling has burned countless impatient customers who did not wait the recommended 30 seconds before biting in. Dutch Baby. The Dutch Baby is not Dutch. It was invented in Seattle, Washington in the early 1900s at a restaurant called Menke's Cafe, where the owner's daughter mispronounced the German word Deutsch as Dutch when describing the German-style pancake to customers. The name stuck. A Dutch Baby is an egg-heavy batter poured into a screaming hot cast-iron skillet and baked in the oven until the edges climb dramatically up the sides of the pan, while the center remains custardy and soft. It is served immediately because it collapses within minutes of leaving the oven. A German recipe with a Scottish surname, mispronounced by an American child, became one of the most distinctive brunch items in the United States. Blini. Blini are small Russian buckwheat pancakes that have been eaten in Russia for over 1,000 years and were originally associated with pagan sun worship celebrations before Christianity adopted the tradition into Maslenitsa, the Russian pre-Lent festival. The round shape represents the sun. Traditional blini are made with yeast-leavened buckwheat batter that ferments overnight before cooking. The modern version uses baking powder and takes minutes rather than overnight. Blini, served with caviar and sour cream at fine dining restaurants, costs significantly more than blini served the same way at a Russian grandmother's kitchen table. The difference is the caviar. The blini in both contexts is identical.
Red Velvet Pancakes. Red velvet cake was invented in the American South in the early 20th century using natural cocoa that reacted with acidic buttermilk to produce a reddish color. When food dyes became widely available in the 1940s, bakers began adding red coloring to make the effect more dramatic. Red velvet pancakes apply the same concept to breakfast, using red food coloring and cocoa powder in a buttermilk batter topped with cream cheese glaze.
The format became popular at American brunch restaurants in the 2010s when food presentation became as important as food flavor. A red pancake topped with white cream cheese glaze photographs dramatically well. In the social media era, this is a legitimate competitive advantage.
Scotch Pancake. Scotch pancakes, also called drop scones, are smaller and denser than American pancakes and contain more egg and less leavening, producing a firmer texture that holds up better to thick toppings like clotted cream and jam. They have been made in Scotland for centuries and are considered a staple of Scottish afternoon tea. Queen Elizabeth II famously served Scotch pancakes to American President Barack Obama during his visit to Balmoral Castle in 2009. The Queen made them herself. A Scottish tea cake small enough to eat in 2 bites became an internationally noted diplomatic gesture because the most powerful person in the United States was served homemade pancakes by an 83-year-old monarch.